Hi, superheroes. My name's Joel Mahony. I'm the creator of this group, Spiritual Superheroes. Now, where I left off last time was I was talking about superheroes and how us as human beings do have superpowers or special abilities. So, as far as that, our superpowers as human beings, they range from empathy to um, intuitiveness or clairvoyance or um, things like that. But also, what I wanted to talk to you about today was the other side of the superhero spectrum, and that is the ones that are often thought of as the bad guys, and that is the supervillains. Now, I have often thought of the villain as a sort of tragic figure because, in a lot of instances, the villain is portrayed in superhero movies, especially, to be quite a tragic figure. Darth Vader is just one example. See, Anakin, Anakin Skywalker, he turned to the dark side because he wanted to save his wife, and that all went horribly wrong, and he turned to the dark side. But in the end, and not many people realise this because they portray Luke Skywalker to be the superhero that saves the day at the end. But what people don't realise is that without Anakin at the end of Return of the Jedi taking off the mask and sort of giving up his own life to save the universe, none of it would have been possible. So, in fact, Anakin was the chosen one the whole time. So, a lot of the supervillains, for lack of a better term, have had themselves a bad time in life and almost, well, learnt the harsh realities, really, of life and what life can do to some people if they do not develop a certain inner strength and resilience. They can crumble under the pressure. And I myself have been in that situation, so in many ways I watch these types of movies like Batman or Star Wars or any movies with a superhero, supervillain type of theme, and I can often empathise with the villain because they are sort of more human in a way, although they've been twisted by bad situations. They appear to be more human, whereas the superhero, with all the fancy abilities and all that, just seems unrealistic. So basically, the villain in movies is the human, in my perspective, and the superhero is often just the fancy one with the fancy tricks that's not really the one that's in touch with reality, because the way they portray the superhero in movies is, like I say, unrealistic. They portray a lot of the time the supervillain to be the more realistic one with human emotions like madness or sadness or even insanity. You know, I mean, we're not crazy, but we're all a little bit insane. But that's reality. So, yeah, basically, the supervillain is, I think, the more realistic of either one. But in a realistic sense, that means us as superheroes with our superpowers like empathy and compassion and kindness and all those beautiful things must use those superpowers to reach out to people that might be portrayed as a supervillain in everyday life, because they are often the ones that are hurting the most, and they need to be, I guess, comforted in a way, and need to know that there are people that care, because I think the pressures of society have got to these people, and in ways, I think a lot of the time they will feel like they've got no one. So that's why I say it's so important to give someone an ear or a shoulder, um, or any of that, just to know that someone is there for those people when they might be needing someone, when they feel like they don't have anyone. So that's basically what I wanted to say, and peace, love, and unity. And smiles.